Hi, this is Andrej. Some of you with a keen eye might notice a few differences when it comes to this recording, but we're at the Poznań Motor Show. Hey, we're back at the Expo, and yesterday I said that I was actually kind of happy about it, and today I still feel the same because it's the second day of the show. We have the Shryak Motorcycle booth, which showcases this little world of motorcycles. There are motorcycles, there are all kinds of people. Overall, it's kind of, well, I still have my voice, so I'll give you a quick tour of our booth, and we'll see what was happening at the Poznań Motor Show. Because if you didn't come here this year, maybe you'll come next year. Let's start with the cones. There should be a motorcycle here, but look, the motorcycles have fallen over. Here are the fallen motorcycles. Fallen motorcycles mean things are really heating up. Full-on Gymkhana action, that's right. All day, the Moto Gymkhana team was putting on demonstrations. Because in my opinion, Gymkhana is one of the coolest motorcycle sports for everyone. Riding against the clock, weaving between cones, you can do it anywhere on practically anything. As you can see, this is a team with motorcycles equipped with crash cages that are crash resistant. They were giving demonstrations today outside. Maybe now we'll even head over there for a moment. But Gymkhana, in my opinion, is the first step into motorsport or into safe riding. For others, the first step will be learning how to ride. And here we have the HAI school from Poznan, which introduces everyone to the secrets. Actually, these aren't really secrets, but it helps those who would like to get a driver's license. It introduces them to the process, how to do it effectively, efficiently, and so on. What's better? When? Everything related to getting a driver's license, I don't know, because I haven't done it in a long time. A few years ago I did it, but I haven't done it recently. Let's keep going. At a booth, there's also Marek Suslik chatting with people who ask, why are you doing this? Marek Suslik rides his motorcycle to the coldest places in the world at minus 50, minus 60 degrees. For the past few years, we've been wondering why. Others do too, but Marek answers them. Honestly, I don't even know what he says. But we have his motorcycle with spikes well, actually, with chains and runners. Now, Marek is planning a trip to Alaska. He's already been to Yakutsk. It was just brutal. It's like tourism in its most extreme form. If you like something extreme, but in controlled conditions, then take a look. Here we have a little racing display, which is Marek Scopex Riding School. We've got a pit bike here. Take a look. Kosa. Look how nice this Kosa is. Nice Kosa. He was supposed to bring his motorcycle, but he didn't. It didn't fit in the van. There was just too much motorcycle all of a sudden. But Marek also brought a racing motorcycle, Wojcik Racing Team. Everyone can talk about endurance racing and training. Next up, when it comes to training, both Marek and Kamil organize training sessions for kids. So here we have a small motorcycle actually for adults, but also kids racing suits on display. Kamil talks about how you can get into the world of racing or introduce kids to racing or simply teach children how to ride motorcycles. And besides that, he shares stories about his own racing adventures. So here we have Kamil Krasemian. Next, for a quick little break from the racing motorcycles, there's a beautiful custom from Harley-Davidson Torun. It's been thoroughly checked out. Probably the most popular motorcycle at our booth. We thought, you know, these were going to be Daniel Brin's super sport races, but it turns out everyone's gunning for this Harley that's been rebuilt. Brembo brakes, clip-ons, Akrapovic exhaust, a beauty. And speaking of wonder, we have to look at Daniel Blin. There's nothing cooler than Daniel Blin. I love to have a little keychain of him so I could carry him around with my keys. That way, he'd always be with me. You know, you just walk around. Well, yes. Everyone would like to have a keychain with Daniel Blin. I once wanted one with Elijah, but Elijah has already matured. He's not as cool anymore. He's not as cool as he used to be. And Mr. Elijah. Hey, that sounds sad, Andrej. Fortunately, it's not audible, or at least it's only audible in my case. He's sitting on the Super Sport. If people want to know what the new Super Sport is, well, this is the new Super Sport, the Panigale V2. Let's move on. I won't hide it, our booth turned out a bit extreme because the world of motorcycles is kind of my thing, so it went a bit in that direction. So another way to start extreme adventures, the pit bike zone of Elias Davidson. Pit bikes that he races with, and he also runs a training school. And the stunt section, meaning motorcycles that are, let's say, normal for stunts and not so normal for stunts, because both of my Sheikh Dubs Harleys are here. Wrapping up the extreme topics, here's the Yamaha YZ 450F. brand new with Erlins, triple clamps, everything. A motocross bike, if someone wants to ride or race off-road, switching things up with some vintage bikes, and I have to say, I kind of miss seeing more regular motorcycles at the booth. Next year, we'll try to bring a few more, regular motorcycles. And we're finishing with a machine that I probably won't give back because it's the best supermoto I've ever ridden from AF Racing Team. I have a similar one, but not as well equipped. I really like it. And now, let's move on. This is the Speed Ladies Zone. People would think that the infamous team would be causing chaos and mayhem here. But everyone is afraid of the Speed Ladies because the girls go full throttle. The ladies race, ride for fun, they do it all. It turns out that Speed Ladies has already been around for 10 years. The girls have been active for 10 years. They have their own gatherings, their own events, and that's that. Let's keep going. Behind me is a booth. I don't know if I can go in because honestly, I have no clue about the MC scene. I don't know if we can. Should I just say hi, like, hey guys, let me twist the throttle a bit? I don't know, but this is a motorcycle club for Harleys, and Harleys are cool no matter how you look at it. This is the kind of Harley I could want. The kind you shouldn't sit on, but I really like this type of handlebars. When the guys do stunts in the States on bikes like this is a soft tail sometimes they land, and the handlebars just snap, and then it goes BAM! No, actually, we're just filming some material now. Talking about you guys.
That's good then.
That you have nice motorcycles? Wait. Because now, whoa, now you'll have it.
But this time you only brought ugly motorcycles.
But in general, I think the point is to ride ugly motorcycles so that people look and don't go, oh, Jesus, they're so rich.
Right? But if you ride a nice motorcycle, then the ladies don't pay attention to the rider, just to the bike. But if you have an ugly motorcycle...
Exactly. Who are you guys? Do you have Maciek Ukleja? Do you have him?
Yes, he's with us.
I would have never expected that.
See? Karol Ukleja, his brother, is with us too.
Really? Are you serious? And how much cash do you have to put down to join a club like that?
You don't sign up here. You have to be fully accepted by the entire club, by all the existing members, and you absolutely have to go through your initial probation period. You typically start as a Hegerant, then gradually move up to the rank of prospect, and eventually, if everyone in the club genuinely agrees, every single member truly has to agree, then that's the final step, and you're in.
So there are no exceptions? No. It's 0 or 1, either you're in or you're not. Do you have to spend a long time as a prospect in the clubhouse?
Our record was 7 years.
But did you eventually let him in?
Yes, and after a year he left on his own.
But he was useful, right?
Yes, he was a really great guy overall.
Yeah, I would have let him in too. Hey, listen, maybe next time you could try a system from the motorcycle world.
We can do something like that.
We take a guy, have him do 7 years of grunt work, news, and then, okay, you can join, and he's like, well, now I don't want you anymore.
Exactly. That's actually a very good solution.
So what? Are you guys here to promote motorcycle club culture?
Exactly. To bring people together, go out and take action together. For example, we organize an event at the beginning and end of the season at Malta. That's what we do. At the Poznan racetrack. The money we collect from all the motorcycle clubs in Greater Poland goes to 2 orphanages in Poznan. For the holidays, we organize collections as clubs, also to support the kids there.
And do people want to come to the booth, or are they afraid?
No, they come. We are a very peaceful and truly pacifist club.
So is hugging allowed?
Yes, of course.
All right. In that case, let's move on. It's nice that you're a nice party in general.
We are happy to. We have nice neighbors. The world of motorcycles.
He was wearing it.
Nice company.
Thanks. Overall, the only thing I like about this fair is this. Please. This is just one time. It was just one single time. We could do this forever. There's nothing better in the world. Tomorrow, I will definitely buy it. Truly, I will purchase 3 of them. Thanks. Here is my absolute favorite fair freak, the one and only Jack and Dog. A truly remarkable and unforgettable act. We'll be making some extra material with him. Quiet. Look, this is out of the ordinary. He travels with his dog around Europe and plans to go all over the world. The guys are even developing a special carbon helmet for the dog. And these baskets, they'll actually be available. So if anyone wants to ride with their dog, they'll be able to do it. There are goggles. Helmets are coming soon. It's a hit. And boots, really. But the idea is to travel and raise awareness about different animal shelters, promote awareness around it, and get them some food. Overall, cool stuff. There will be more in the motorcycle world about the guys. 2 guys, We're entering the motorcycle zone. Fortunately, it's almost closing time, so we have a chance to squeeze in and see the motorcycles. And now, here's the thing. Here, I don't know how much, I never really know. I haven't ridden these Can-Ams yet. Some people say they're fun to ride. I have no idea. I need to check it out, so I won't comment yet. This is quite a specific topic for me. So maybe this is actually the most interesting thing. Honda Carlick is also a distributor for Red Moto, which used to be known as HM, really. So these are enduro and supermoto motorcycles with homologation. You can buy them here. So you have a CRF 450 with lights on road wheels, and you can just cruise around on it. Another cool thing I see here is the anniversary Fireblade. And I'm surprised it's here, because I thought they were all sold out worldwide. However, here's an interesting fact. Honda can do this thing where if something is limited and there's supposed to be 1,000 of them, when that 1,000 runs out, they can just change it and say, hey, actually, there will be 1,500 or 2,000, and those numbers just keep going and going. And the people who bought that first 1,000 thought it would be an investment, but now it's like, aha, not at all. Hey. So you can probably still buy yourself a Fireblade in the anniversary paint scheme, knowing how things go. Let's move on to Kawasaki. What I like about Carlick is that you guys don't hold back and you just have everything. When I walked into your showroom and saw the Kawasaki Enduro, I thought, this is probably the only one in all of Poland, right?
Yes, that's actually how it was. No, that's really how it was.
Is it the only one? But I want it.
It's cool.
I want it. Do you know what you do with it?
Yeah.
So here you put your left leg in,
And you launch.
and here you pop a wheelie. Bruh, bruh, bruh. There's no better way to learn to ride on the back wheel or on the rear wheels than on a quad, because it doesn't rock you side to side, you just give it gas. Once we did this trick, how did it go? I had my foot here, I had my foot on the brake, and my buddy was giving it gas, and the two of us rode like that. He was on the gas, I was on the brake, I was there.
Tandem.
Yeah, it was fun. What else cool do you have?
Mud.
Mud?
No, okay, that's not cool. This is a utility vehicle, so you can't really ride it on one wheel, but here's something new, an electric one. I don't know if that'll interest you.
Actually, I saw it at ICMA, but somehow I just completely forgot about it. Have you had the chance to ride it yet?
Not yet, not yet. It's supposed to go on sale soon, like June, July, so in June. In July, the vehicles will already be available for sale. There's supposed to be a test model. It's the equivalent of a 125cc for the A1 license, so we haven't ridden it yet. We don't know the full specs, but in 2 months we should have a rideable one at the showroom.
The question is, how many kilometers will it go? In my opinion, these electric vehicles are the only ones that actually make sense. Now let's go check out Zero. And it's cool because it's big, but what matters to me about an electric is that I get on, I don't have to warm up the engine, I just click and it's buzz, 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 buzz. I ride into the city, finish up, and that's it. So if you have something that looks like a motorcycle, is cool, agile, then why not? It's just that I'm looking here at all.
This is supposed to have city range, right? It has city range, that's what I know for now.
City range? What does city range mean?
Probably 40 kilometers, maybe 50.
Electrics, ZZR with a super watt ZZR, H2 SX with a supercharger. Because the truth is, what are Kawasaki's latest innovations right now? Oh, sorry, before we get to that. I want this motorcycle.
It's very pleasant.
Z650 RS.
Well priced, 40 grand for a nice piece of plastic, right?
Exactly. And that's something it's beautiful and rides great.
It rides great. We also had the chance to ride it in Modlin, and honestly, it was really, really nice.
Yes. All right. And besides that, what's your favorite?
Well, here, right? The ZH2, right? A bit of a heavy naked, but a beast.
I haven't ridden it yet. I honestly don't even know how it happened that I still haven't ridden it. This year, I hope I'll finally get the chance.
This is our test bike, so this particular unit is our test model, so...
It's close to Poznan.
Yes.
Close to the track. Although the truth is,
it's not really suited for the track because we rode it in Poznan, and I have to tell you, riding that motorcycle was a fight for survival.
the point is to be able to open up the throttle freely on the straight, because let's be honest, it's a cool bike and all, but when you give it gas,
Yeah, but I had a problem with it because my body on a GS 1200 overtook me, you know? When I was riding this, I felt bad about it. He said I couldn't catch up to you on the straight, but I was catching up to you in the corners. It's just kind of, I don't know, maybe you'll handle it better.
No, the weight is there. The weight is higher. This motorcycle, you know,
It still goes,
it's supposed to be there.
and it does it anyway, it just does.
But let's be honest, Kawasaki makes cool bikes to buy, because there are bikes just to own and ride around on. And here we have bikes to dream about, but people do buy them, I guess.
And the last piece to buy, the Nürburgring one that's from last year, it's a limited edition. Yeah, that was already released. It's not new anymore, but this is the very last one available.
Brutal, 1000 RR Nürburgring?
Today, the guys from Belgium called actually about 2 hours ago asking if we had a last one. I said yes, our client backed it out. Will you sell it? I said no, not this last one, no. We'll wait for someone in Poland still.
No, let it stay here. Here you have the settings. These are very practical stickers. Tire pressure settings and which mode to choose for riding on the Nürburgring. This is probably the last motorcycle I would choose to ride on the Nürburgring.
Yes.
This is a really stupid idea, but the bike is beautiful. And the carbon wheels, super veloce delicious. F3RR.
F3 Super Veloce.
Well, no, well, you know, you can only want one to be here. And what did you say?
This is the hottest new thing. This is basically a pre-production motorcycle because it's number 00 out of 300, so it's not, so it doesn't exist. So it doesn't exist, right? This is the only unit produced by the factory so far. They're supposed to go on sale around May or June in Europe. This unit was brought here especially for the trade show. This is the new version of the Rush. They will produce 300 units of this.
And what's different about it?
A few minor changes aside from the visual ones. Of course, there's a new carbon wheel and exhaust system that they've actually adapted a bit from the Nürburgring, but the Alcantara seat is a new feature. A very nice touch plus a higher handlebar. Previously, they had those low clip-ons. Now there's a higher handlebar, so the riding position is a bit different. The mounting for the front gauge and headlight is really fancy. This is some kind of space age technology.
Something printed?
Well, actually, it's not, right? Apparently, it's some kind of space age technology. They explained it to me at the factory. I forgot, sorry, but it's not a casting. It's not some kind of cutout really fancy.
Maybe it's 3D printed titanium. Could be, maybe.
I'll find out and let you know because I don't know, but it's really a nice little touch. So these kinds of details, it just differs in the details, but overall, it really makes a great impression. And the new paint job, the new lacquer, which really does look nice.
It's worth going to the MV Agusta showroom just to look and drool.
Or you buy the Brutal 800 and that's cool too, right?
Exactly. Actually, all motorcycles are cool.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Zero more than zero. Zero Motorcycles, as far as I personally know, is truly the best electric motorcycle manufacturer currently out there in the market. And I can actually believe this statement because so far I've only ridden just one of their impressive models, the SRF, and it really profoundly impressed me with how incredibly nicely it delivers the throttle response, you know? Because in electric bikes, the biggest challenge is making the throttle response, making the throttle feel like what we know from combustion engines, or at least making it so that it's just enjoyable and fun to ride. Some things are happening here actually. As the fair is closing, all sorts of crazy things start to happen. But let's go see what's interesting and what excites me the most. We'll get to the big motorcycles in a moment. This is something like the Zero FX. Am I looking at this? In my mind's eye, I see a KTM 690 Enduro R that's not loud, doesn't overheat, and you can just slip away on a gravel road somewhere. Noise might bother someone, but here, noise wouldn't be an issue. And I even saw videos online where a guy took this kind of motorcycle on an Enduro trip with other bikes, and he handled it perfectly. And with this machine, for example, if you have a long uphill climb and you're struggling, it won't overheat because there's just no way for it to overheat. So this is something that interests me for two reasons. First of all, riding quietly wherever you want to go, or sometimes even in places where maybe you're not really supposed to ride, but just to sneak through. And second, maybe to ride here with my kid because he's not a big fan of engine noise, and this bike has a flat seat. I can sit in the front, grab the handlebars, and I think it's even legal for us to ride like that up to 40 or 50 kilometers per hour. There's an article in Schwat Motorcycle about how to ride motorcycles with children, so that's something I'm really interested in. Like I said, this Naked On works 100%. Let's go mention it now. Wait. You think I won't mention it? What do you remember? You remind me.
Sure.
Wait. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, Kamil.
And now we come to what is the biggest challenge for Zero and for every people and companies who are getting into electric vehicles, making a motorcycle that can be compared to a combustion engine motorcycle.
No problem. Imagine you mentioned the Zero ESRF, which you really liked. I'm glad there's a Rocket 3 right across from us because the power and torque curve is just like the Rocket 3. It's very similar. So if someone wanted the Rocket in an electric version, this is it.
This one does burners better. It goes bass and has spirit.
So listen, Masiej was burning rubber on it. Recently, you'll probably see it on our Instagram, how he was riding it. So really, that's the thing about electrics. You change tires more often than brake pads or fluids. So that's something that...
I really like this motorcycle. And like I said, for me, it's fine. I already had some crazy ideas. But honestly, the price killed it for me when it came to buying a Harley Livewire. You know what I like about it? The fact that I can ride it when it's 40 degrees in the sun and it doesn't heat me up. And that I can just hop on and go wherever I want. I treated it as a motorcycle. I could simply enjoy riding without having to warm up the engine.
You don't have to warm it up, you don't have to break it in when it's new.
So when it comes to electrics, everyone says it's heresy, but that's not true at all, because there are people who simply have those kinds of needs.
This might be your first motorcycle, but likely your second or third in the garage. It's for everyday use, a city motorcycle. You ride it to work, you don't need to prepare in any special way, you just start it up and go. And here, in the DSRX, it already has everything that's best right now. This is a brand new model for this year. This is an adventure motorcycle, not an adventure tourer, because as you mentioned, the range isn't quite there yet.
Be honest, how much?
Riding it like a normal motorcycle, you get about 150 to 180 kilometers, but that's already acceptable.
And with eco driving?
With eco driving, they managed to get 250 to 280 kilometers at most. Riding off-road on forest trails, exploring the area, that's definitely possible.
But if you want to, you ride and charge it up to 80%. How long does that take now?
40 minutes.
40 minutes?
With a comprehensive set of fast chargers, you can also quickly charge it. So that's...
All right, and those chargers that are popping up, careful, because I had a situation with ours. I drove up to the All-in headquarters. It was the first charger like that. And I got lucky because I pulled up nothing. And you know what luck I had while smoking? There were some engineers there, the ones responsible for development, and they were watching me smoke. Oh, what's even going on here? They started talking, and honestly, he called some help desk. They had to do something in the programming because the charger simply didn't recognize the motorcycle and didn't know how to charge it.
Yes, that's possible. You know what? Because the thing is, here you can charge from one phase, two phases, or three. Chargers also have different protocols and so on. In Poland, you know, we're still basically in the wilderness. There are more chargers in Berlin alone than in all of Poland, but it's starting to work better and better. Fast charging is possible, whether at home with the wall box or at stations, it's already available, so it's slowly ceasing to be a problem.
All right, so what kind of performance does this motorcycle have?
Here you have a little bit less horsepower available because the overall power output is strictly limited to 90 horsepower, but the impressive torque generated is 225 Newton meters.
Okay.
So that's really a powerful amount of torque.
So there's no problem with acceleration?
None at all. Once you get used to this motorcycle and properly warm up the tires, I think you can shave it down to 3 seconds.
And is it the same? Is the base the same?
No, this is a completely new base where the engine has been modified for more torque. This is the capacity in kilowatt hours. So this one has 17, or that one had 14.4, this one has 17.3. And there's also an option to have a kind of boost to charge up to 110% of the capacity. There's an option to have even more.
Where is the logic?
It's just that a lithium-ion battery operates within a certain voltage range, right? And its full charge is limited in this motorcycle. You can also top it up extra up to the maximum possible capacity according to the cell's technical specifications.
Okay, got it. All right, I can't wait for the tests because this year I hope I'll finally get to ride.
Absolutely. This is our demo model. We were in Sicily where the premiere took place. Stunning, absolutely beautiful landscapes, and the motorcycle really performed well there. This is exactly the kind of thing for explorers. Very well equipped. We also have extra panniers, top cases.
Everything.
Accessory windshield, so there are a lot of accessories here if someone needs them. There's a whole range.
Still, those little Corso ones.
Yes, the 0S is the most powerful, 125 of all, whether electric or combustion.
Really?
Here is the whole.
So it's a 125 in theory?
It's a 125, which means you can ride it with a Category B license.
And can you tweak it to make it more powerful, like for the ballot?
It's already powerful. It's like a 600. It has power like a 600. Because what's the deal? The electric motor is homologated for continuous power, but its peak power can be much higher.
Okay.
And here you have 44 horsepower, and it really delivers the power very well. So here you get 4.5 seconds to 100.
Wow.
Top speed is limited to 140, but when you're riding a 125 on a Category B license, you just don't have those skills, which is why it's been limited.
Sure, traction control, all that.
You know what, actually there's no traction control here, only ABS. Traction control and all the electronic systems are in the SRF, SRS and RF.
Like you said, it's not about choosing either combustion or electric, but both and this and that.
For some people, this will be their main motorcycle, but for others, it'll be an extra fun bike, either for everyday use or just for the weekend. It all depends on your needs.
Exactly.
You know, there's one more thing I like to add, something I noticed when switching from a combustion engine. When you ride this for an hour or an hour and a half, because that's about how long you get with full use, like a regular motorcycle, you end up much less tired, there's less noise, less vibration, and you can take corners better because you don't have to worry about whether you're in the right gear or
Well, that really depends on the person, just like you.
But for an average motorcyclist who, let's say, isn't too focused on riding technique, this will actually let them ride much better, completely different.
All right, I can't wait for the test.
Nice.
Thanks. Hey,
See you.
and for me, this is one of the biggest mysteries of the coming year, CF Moto, but also all those other new Chinese brands. But CF Moto has the advantage that they've already been on the market for a few years. We don't really know them because until now they haven't been in Poland. I don't even know if there was any distribution because I'm not sure since when. I know there were ATVs, but this is the first time I'm actually seeing their motorcycles here on Polish soil. And what you need to know is that CF Moto is somehow strangely connected with KTM. KTM is deliberately partnering with so many brands that we're all losing track of it. But CF Moto manufactures motorcycles for KTM. So they're definitely sharing technology. When we look at something like the CF Moto 800 MT, for now I know from my Czech friends that these motorcycles really ride great. I can see here, everything is here. ABS, traction control, electronic displays, an inline twin-cylinder engine. So I suspect that this is actually a design that's very close to KTM's. But what they're doing is investing huge amounts of money in the development of these motorcycles because we can see a strong push from Chinese brands and Chinese owners to make a big splash out of this. So, they're going broad and bold. Imagine that this 300 SR model will be competing in the Supersport 300 World Championship this year. They're actually fielding a proper racing team. So this is no joke at all. So this year, I hope we'll finally get to test some CF motorbikes because I remember Łukasz Peszek said to me 3 years ago, Łukasz Peszek, who raced in MotoGP, "Hey, have you ever ridden a CF Moto?" I said, "What? On what?" He said, "Man, these are really good motorcycles and they actually cost very little." Now, I'm not going to give you the prices right now because I don't know them. I suspect that the differences aren't huge when it comes to European and Japanese motorcycles, but maybe they offer a little bit more. And what's most important is that these aren't some no-name companies. They're brands that are already established worldwide. We'll see. And it's possible that this will be the motorcycle I ride with my son. Once, together with Piotr Goncharski from Jednoshiat PR, we were looking for motorcycles, what kind of bikes we could get to ride with the kids, to mess around, well, maybe not exactly wallow in the mud, but just sputter around. And AJP, some people say AJP, but as far as I know, it's pronounced AJP. These are machines that, in my opinion, are perfect for off-road riding, but for amateurs. Either way, it's a really cool brand. We can see that here, you have a choice between either a real performance enduro with suspension from AXA, the 250, or something more beginner-friendly, like the 240 air-cooled, or the 250 I see now. Is that one air-cooled as well? Yes, it's already water-cooled, so everything. I think it's a really cool brand that's definitely worth taking a look at. If you're thinking about riding off-road, maybe not racing right away, but I think for races, especially rallies, it could be suitable. What is this?
This is the AJP PR7 anniversary edition.
650cc engine?
600.
600?
600, but it's labeled as 650.
Okay.
That's a historical thing. It was originally supposed to run on a Tenere engine.
Oh, okay.
Tenere gave up on its single, did not homologate it for the new Euro standards, and AJP found a supplier in SWM. And there are old Husqvarna engines.
Okay. So what? And is it Euro 5 homologated?
Euro 5, to make things more interesting, SWM does not homologate these engines, and they no longer have the dual 250. AJP still has these engines.
AJP or AJP?
AJPT, which originates from Portuguese. We commonly refer to it as AJP.
Okay.
The actual name, however, comes directly from the full names and distinguished surnames of the original founders, Antonio and Jorge Pinto, who established the company.
Okay.